So ease yourselves into semi-supine. As I say, you may need a brick this morning, but other than that, we're going to be looking at grounding. So Friday morning grounding. So as you ease to semi-supine, I just want you to just acknowledge the earth beneath your feet. With the wind we've got at the moment, it's a good thought to be looking at grounding so you don't get blown away. So just connect through your feet, through this sense of earthing, if you like. There's lots of words out there at the moment that talk about this sense of being linked to the earth. And earth and this grounding principle very much linked to the Ayurveda Hatha. So there's 3 Ayurveda types: Vata, Pitta and Kapha. And you know, we move between these 3 types, favouring some more than others, but we can also connect to them. So I was inspired by the fact that it's going to be a windy day to get us to connect to a little bit of our Kapha, a little bit of our slower, grounded energy. And initially, I just want you to be thinking about every time you exhale, allowing your body to connect. So the feet, the back of the spine, or the left and right sides of the spine. The head, I mean, you might find that your head needs to be supported by something, and that's absolutely fine. The back of the arms. And then we're just going to start with a little bit of that Viloma breathing. So a little bit of pranayama. So remember, with Viloma, it's 1 breath in, 1 breath out. But the breath in takes 3 parts. So as you breathe out, let's all breathe out together, connect into the back of the body, into the feet. And then breathing in, beginning the breath, moving the arms up to the sky. Keep breathing in a little bit more, move the arms to the side. Breathe in some more and take the arms alongside of the ears. And then as you exhale, reconnect to the back of the body, reconnect to the feet, slide the arms forward and down towards the feet. So let's continue like that, breathing in 3 parts. Don't want to guide you too much because I want you to find your own breath pattern. And what you'll notice is that as you're starting to move the arms and breathe into the upper parts of the body, that you'll tend to disconnect from the feet. So the idea is, as you exhale and bring the arms down towards the feet, you reconnect, you reground, if you like. Again, this is good training. But when you feel disconnected, when you feel that you're moving into your head, into your headspace, if you like, just to remind yourself that every time you exhale, you have that opportunity to arrive back into this grounded position. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more. And we're all breathing at different times. So if you feel that you've finished before I start talking again, that's absolutely fine. Just stay there. Enjoy that sense of grounding in to the earth, of being linked to something other than you. And then we're going to take this into a little bit of movement with the arms, but into the bridge pose. So I want you to renew your sense of grounding, your sense of lengthening as you breathe out. And then as you breathe in and start to move the shins forward, I want you to lift the arms to the sky. And then keep breathing in, move the arms out to the side, lift the hips a little bit more. Keep breathing in, bring the arms alongside of the ears and lift the chest up to the chin. And then as you breathe out, take the arms forward and down, peeling down through the spine, lengthening out and reconnecting to the earth. I want you to do about another 3 of those movements so that you know that you're beginning to lift into some movement, but using that same connection with the arms and with the breath. Try not to let the legs roll out to the side too much. Almost imagine that you are potentially squeezing the brick between the thighs, or that you've got your legs tied up into a strap. Again, we are all moving at different times, so if you feel that you've finished before I begin to move you on to the next thing, please just stay there and take a few breaths. Now, sometimes when we start to feel less balance is when we are disconnecting slightly from the floor. So, for example, in a balanced position, we'll take one of our legs away, and we're just going to do that now, but it's only a slight disconnect. So the next time you exhale, I want you to slide your left knee into your chest. But remember, you're still connected through the sides of the spine and the right foot. Just pop your fingertips onto your left knee and just gently draw some circles in the air with that left knee. Just easing into the hip joint, but staying connected through the right foot. Okay, change direction, and as you change direction, if you want to take that a little bit deeper, extend the leg. So you can either stay with a bent knee. Obviously, that's if you're a little bit vulnerable in your back, or if you're still not fully awake, do that. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, take an extended leg. Staying connected through that right foot, of course, bringing in that little bit of core movement. Okay, next time you inhale, I want you to come to a stop, bend the left knee out to the side and place the left ankle outside of the right thigh. So you're in eye of the needle position. Slide the arms now into a T position. And I'm just going to get you to exhale and gently roll to the right. So just take the legs to the right on the exhale. Remember, you're trying to get that left foot down and allow the left knee to pop up towards the sky. As you breathe in, slide back to the center, rolling back through the right foot, so you're grounding. And as you exhale, roll through the foot and take the legs over to the left. Okay, I want you to do that twice more. But I want you to be aware of that slightly unsettling movement. So you've come to the center, you've grounded. As you exhale, you've rolled onto the little toe side of your right foot. So there's a little bit of thought of, do I feel a little bit off center now? But then you can reconnect as you bring that left foot down. You're sliding back to the center on the inhale, regrounding, and as you exhale, taking the legs over to the left. Again, does that take you into a little bit of unsettlement? Okay, back to the center. We'll do one more set to each side. Just noticing whether it affects the breath, whether you're reaching, whether you feel that sense of connection and that prompts something to happen within you that makes you feel secure again. And then just to finish off this side, as you come back to eye of the needle position, next time you exhale, just slide the legs in towards the chest and maybe thread the hands behind that right thigh. So that left arm coming in between the gap between the legs and just giving that back a little bit of a massage in that position. And just because it's good to multitask, I'm just going to circle my right ankle. So we want these ankles to be strong but supple to support us in our groundings. And circle in the opposite direction. Well done. Okay, next time you breathe out, allow that right foot to arrive back into the floor and join the left foot alongside of it, hip distance apart. And again, just take a few moments just to feel that reconnection to the air. Next time you exhale, slide the right knee into the chest. Fingertips on that right knee. Now you're connected in the left. Start to draw some circles in the air with the right knee. Yes, these are good. And change direction. Still trying to keep a little whisper of awareness into the core, into the left foot. And then allow that right knee to roll up to the side and place the right ankle in front of the left thigh. So in that lovely eye of the needle position, you can slide the arms out into a T shape. They're not already still there. Breathing in, and as you exhale, allow the legs just to roll over to the left. Again, being aware. As the foot comes down, and the right knee moves up towards the sky, does that prompt a sensation within you or not? Breathing in back to the center, rolling through that left foot, you're back into the grounding. And as you exhale, you're popping the legs over to the right. And quite often I'll ask you to really feel the awareness into the big toe or the little toe side of the foot. So you've got 2 more sets to go. Just sense what that brings. I mean, we know that it activates into the spirals, but it also brings this sensation of still feeling some sort of connection, some sense of earthing. Again, as I say, we're all moving at different speeds, and I want you to feel that. I want you to feel that you can sense your own breath within your body. Eventually, you're going to end up with that left foot back grounded to the floor, the right knee moving out to the side. And then when you feel you've got that connection again, and it just takes seconds, yeah, don't feel as though you have to stay in there really long, then you can lift the left foot off the floor and maybe clasp the hands around the back of the left thigh. And even that movement of connecting the hands to the leg will give you that sense of feeling a little bit safer. Circle the left ankle while you're there, so that we're very aware of that sense of suppleness into the ankle, and then change direction. So from this position, instead of regrounding, I'm actually going to get you to keep a hold of the left leg, release the right, and bring the right leg next to the left leg and bring both knees into the chest. Now here, although the feet are off the floor, you've got this lovely sense of being connected to something through the sacrum. You've got this lovely sacral connection and into the front pubis, linking into the core a little bit. I'm just going to take a little rock from side to side, and then I'm eventually going to roll onto a side. Any side will do. Probably best for you to roll onto a side where you can see me. And here, I'm keeping my legs at least in a 90-degree, if not a little bit more than that. And I'm bringing my elbow just to support the side of the head that's linking towards the floor. So in this movement, we're just going to activate a little bit of space in the waist. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your top arm, both legs and both feet, but the knees stay on the floor. As you exhale, you're going to turn that top arm in the shoulder joint, bring it alongside of the ear and release the feet down. And as you do that, I'm hoping you're going to feel there's a little gap emerging underneath the waist. And if it doesn't happen, pop it in there, just here, underneath the side waist, closest to the floor. Okay, let's go again. Breathe in, bring the arm and the feet and the lower legs to the sky. And as you breathe out, take the arm alongside of the ear. So let's do a few of those. Finding that space emerging at the side of the waist closest to the floor. If you want to drop the side of the waist down where the feet lift, that's absolutely fine. It's almost like a side-based pelvic tilt. Well done. Now, I just want you to remember which side you're on. Because after the next movement, I'm going to finish with my hand alongside of my ear and my feet down. So I've got this gap in my waist. I'm going to bring my other hand in front to push myself onto all fours. That's why I'm just asking to make sure that you remember the side that you were on. So once you're onto all fours, let's just pop in there a lovely lift up to the front of the body to bring yourself into your angry cat position. And a little bit of sense of extension through the front of the chest to take yourself into up-facing cat. And again, I just want you to be mindful of the difference between the side of the body that was closest to the floor, how that's feeling in this, regular, lovely, releasing movement, compared to the side that we haven't accessed yet. Okay, let's do one more set. And on the exhale, I'm just going to get you to bring your bottom to your heels. So just take some sort of child pose. So it could be polar bear with the fists underneath the forehead, or you could just drop the forehead to the floor. Your choice. We're not staying in there long. I'm just giving you that little pause, that little sense of connection. And then from there, we're going to change sides. So this is why you need to remember which side you were on, because you're going to do the other side now. So it's exactly the same movement. You're resting your head in the crook of the elbow. The head hopefully is in line with the bottom. And then from there, you're going to lift the lower legs and the feet and the top arm on the inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to bring the top arm alongside of the ear and lower the feet down in the hope that you get a little lift at the side ribs. So taking a few of those movements. Just noticing the way the body responds. It's earlier perhaps than you'd normally do your yoga practice. So keep that in mind. But what you might find is as you do a few of these, almost like when you do a pelvic tilt, that things will start to soften, to release. Okay, make the next one your last one, finishing with the gap underneath the side waist, the arm overhead, and then sliding that arm in front of your body so that from here you can press yourself all the way back onto all fours. And then just check out how it feels now. Bringing the front body up to the back body in your angry cat, and then easing forward with your upward facing cat. Lovely. Now I want to keep this side connection going a little bit. So just do one more. Finish off with an angry cat and just slide the bottom to the heels. From this position, I'm just going to, if you can, pop your elbows to the floor and bring your palms together. The head doesn't have to be touching the floor, but you might feel it's a little bit more connected if it does. What you're going to do, with the hands pressed together and the elbows on the floor, you're going to breathe in, and as you exhale, you're going to roll onto the elbows and bring the thumbs into the nape of the neck. As you breathe in, you're going to roll the elbows forward into the hands forward into the floor. You can always pop your brick underneath your forehead if you feel that you can't get the head down at this early time in the morning. So just a few of those, just to get these arms activated and moving. Okay, and then perhaps hold for a few seconds with the thumbs in at the nape of the neck and just lengthening through the sides of the body. But again, noticing how much nicer it is to have the forehead either on the floor or on a block, brick, or when we do polar bear on the fists. So again, that sense of grounding rather than having the head in space. That again can be quite disconcerting. From this position, I'm going to get you to come into a seated position. So I'm going to take Sukhasana. Up to you. You can take Dandasana with the legs extended if Sukhasana is not the greatest movement for your knees. And I'm going to definitely bring the brick into this practice here. So if you pop your brick, if you cross your right shin in front of your left shin and bring your brick on its sort of middle level to the right side of the hips there. Again, we're just going to reconnect. So what I'm going to get you to do first of all is just place your lower part of the arm, the right arm, onto the brick. And as you slightly lean into the brick, not too much, be supported by, allow that left buttock to lift off the floor. Lengthen through the crown of the head, breathe in and bring that left arm alongside of the ear. From this position, I then want you to maintain that length in the spine, but as you exhale, see if you can get that left buttock down to the earth again. So you've got this sense of growing through the middle of the waist. Soften that shoulder, keep breathing in this position, lovely side stretch. And then what I'm going to get you to do is just move that into a bit of a forward movement over the right leg. So as you exhale, I just want you to turn, take your right elbow off the brick and just bring your hands either side of that right knee so that you're just starting to lengthen forward. Again, you don't have to go very far. You're just extending out through the crown of the head over that right leg. Keeping both buttocks on the floor. Maybe roll the hands out in front, or you can come onto the brick. Again, don't want you to go for it. I just want you to feel that connection through the buttocks and maybe the hands And sometimes it can help to actually really feel the hand connection and maybe just start to feel that you're drawing the floor, the earth towards you to open you up a little bit into that top chest. Sometimes that works in cat as well. Okay, inhale, let's slide back to the center. Cross the legs in the opposite direction if you're using Sukhasana, and bring the brick over to the left. I just want to watch you for this one. So I know I'm doing the same as you, but I'm just watching you as well. So just popping that left forearm onto the brick, bringing the right arm alongside of the ear, side stretching over to the left. So initially, as you bring the arm alongside of the ear, lift the buttock, soften the shoulder a little bit, and then see if you can ground in through that buttock, back to the floor again. Nice, lovely job. Good. Okay, so after a few breaths in that position, you're just going to slide so that you're reaching over that left knee. So it's a bit of an increase in the side stretch. And up to you how far you want to take that. You know, don't force it. Just see if you can connect to that opposite buttock on the floor. Maybe see if you can connect to the hands. And sometimes if you think about drawing the earth towards you or the mat towards you, that allows you to move a little bit deeper. Keep breathing. Always keep breathing. And then from there, slide the hands out in front. Just try not to round too much in the back. You know, you're trying to get a little bit of sense of movement here at the pelvis rather than rounding in the shoulders. Excellent. Good. Okay, slide back to center. Roll the legs around again so you're back onto all fours. And just with that sense of connection to the hands, you know, we also have spiral in our hands as well. You know, we've done this, we started with the exhale, we've drawn the front body up to the back body. Spread those hands if you can. Try and bring a little bit of movement into the fingers if that's possible. And then as you inhale, think about activating the hands as if you're trying to draw the hands towards the knees and notice that sense of connection. You might even feel it in your middle back. So do a couple of those. Really connecting into these hands. And then next time, what we're going to do is we're just going to roll on the foot. So I know we do this quite a lot, but it's one of my favourite things to do. So come back into your cat position. I'm going to try and mirror you. This could be a disaster, but hopefully not. So I'm going to get you to do a twist to the right. So you're going to start by moving the rib cage to the right, spinning on your left knee. So the left foot moves in line with the left knee, and the right foot comes to place on the floor. Now, if you find you're disconnecting with that left hand, and I'm going to do this with you, I'm going to bring my brick underneath my left hand. So as I turn, I've got that space, that lift in the sides of the ribs. I'm going to keep turning, so I'm really turning from the left side of my ribs, and I'm going to extend that right arm to the ceiling. I'm going to bring the right arm alongside of the ear, and then I'm going to circle it forward in front of my body 3 times. Noticing as it comes in front of my body, and then as I move it out to the side. And then I'm going to take it 3 times in the opposite direction. Observing it as much as I can. And then the next time, I take that top arm out to the side. I'm actually going to hook it around my right thigh. And from that position, I'm going to push off of my left hand and slide my rib cage inside of my inner thigh. So I'm trying to touch the ribs into the inner thigh, still being really connected through this right foot. From this position, I'm going to spin on my left knee and I'm going to pop that right foot through between the hands. So I'm into a bit of a lunge. Once I'm there, I'm tucking the back toes under and I'm reaching back through that back heel. Now again, I can stay on my fingertips here, or if you feel comfortable being on the brick, that's another option for you. We're going to take a little twist here. So I'm going to try and twist through my body. So as I next exhale, I'm going to take the left side of my ribs towards my right inner thigh, and that's going to prompt me to lift my right arm to the ceiling. So I'm going to bring in that lovely lunging twist. I've got a really lovely stretch in the outer thigh, the outer hip. Couple of breaths there. And then as I exhale, I'm going to pop my hands either side of that foot. And this time I'm going to bring my hands fully down because I'm going to take downward facing dog. And just as it's a first dog, have a little walk out with it. Perhaps acknowledge the difference between the legs, the one that you've extended and the one you've yet to extend. And then just for a little experiment, just pick your wrists off the floor if you can. Reach into your fingers without the wrists. And then see if you can keep reaching into the fingers, even as the wrists come down to take some of the connection. And then drop the knees to the floor. Let's change sides with that movement. So bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Exactly the same movement. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn to the other side of the mat. Otherwise, you'll be seeing my back. So this time I'm going to turn and twist to the left. So I'm spinning on my right knee. I'm going to bring my brick underneath my right hand. I'm going to keep spinning and I'm going to take that left arm up to the sky. Lovely. So circle the arm through the body 3 times in one direction and 3 times in the opposite direction. Again, still that whisper of connection into that left foot. Nice, opening that shoulder, take the arm, the left arm outside of the leg, and from there, just slide forward as you exhale to try and touch the rib cage inside of the thigh. Notice if your toes are gripping, just be aware of that. And then from there, you're going to pick up that left leg, spin on the right knee, bring yourself into a lunge, tuck the back toes under, and then once you've got there, either staying on the fingertips or keeping your right hand on the brick, turn the right side of your ribs into the inner left thigh and allow that to prompt you to twist, lifting the left arm up towards the sky. Trying to lengthen out through the crown of the head. Lovely. Good. Next time you exhale, bring your hands either side of your feet, step back to down dog. Once you're in down dog, feel those knees soften. And then see if you are able to reach into the fingers so that the wrists come off the floor. Notice the way that lengthens you through the back. And then from there, Maybe sliding the heels of the hands down, but still keeping that little bit of extension through into the fingers. Again, you know, I'm just suggesting these things. If it's not possible, don't worry. Okay, for our down dog position, we're going to come forward, walking forward, bringing the feet towards the hands, flattening the back into Ardha Uttanasana, and as you exhale, full Uttanasana. We're going to breathe in, bend into the knees, swoop the arms up and out to the side. I'm just going to change my camera so that you can see me. And we're going to step into one of my favourite grounding positions at warriors. Warriors need to be very grounding because they're about standing up. So if I can get you to step your feet really lovely and wide on your mat, so toes turning in, heels turning out. Let's move into it through a little sequence. So we'll do a little bit of golden seed. Remembering in golden seed, we turn the feet, the heels in. We take parallel feet and we take both feet in one direction, both feet in the other direction. So we start with parallel feet. We breathe in, we take the arms up and out to the side and gaze up the thumbs. And as we exhale, we bring the hands down in front of the heart, turn the heels in, and we're taking that dancing Shiva position. So just make sure that you're reaching into the little toe sides of the feet. You've got that sense of the inner thighs and the outer thighs active. Good. From here, you're going to move the heels back out again. You're going to clasp the hands behind the head. And as you exhale, you're going to fold forward. Now, at some point, you'll have to let go with the hands and bring them to the floor. If you can't reach the floor, use the break. Take your right hand more centrally and turn both feet to the right. Breathing in and extending the left arm out to the side. And as you exhale, turn and twist to the left. Breathing in, let's change sides. Left hand down, feet turn to the left. And as you exhale, twist to the right. Slide the feet back to center, inhale. Gather the energy like you're gathering leaves and bring them to your heart. Clasp the hands and reach the palms up to the sky. As you exhale, drinking bird, it's a forward fold. Bend the knees initially, take your wings behind, and if you want to lengthen the legs, please do so. Then turn the heels in and take yourself into rocking horse. So it's like dancing Shiva, but the arms have changed position. And again, exhale, drinking bird. Inhale, rocking horse. Drinking bird as you exhale. Rocking horse as you inhale. And then from here, you're going to slide your hands back down into prayer. You're going to turn your left heel out. So you've got an internal hip rotation and your right foot to 90 degrees. So here you are in warrior two position. So I'm extending through the heels of my hands and then going to bring my left hand onto my left leg. I'm going to gaze at my right hand. Breathe in. And as I exhale, extend that arm into the reverse warrior position. Good. So at the moment, we're very grounded in our warrior. Okay, I'm going to make it so that you're less grounded. So you're going to breathe in, you're going to take the arms wide, and you're going to lift the heel. So I'm coming onto the ball of my right foot. So again, I'm really working my legs, a little bit less grounded. Next time I exhale, I'm going to lower my heel, bring my left hand to the back of the left thigh, and I'm actually going to lift the ball of the foot off the floor. Gorgeous. Okay, let's do that twice more. So you're inhaling, lifting the heel, but everything stays stable. You're exhaling, lifting the ball of the foot and lengthening that right leg. One more time. Inhale, lift the heel. Feel how the legs activate. Exhale, extend. Good. As you come back to the center, turn the feet back to parallel. Breathe in. Notice the connection of the feet, especially on the right side. Exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart. Turn the heels in, dancing Shiva. Clasp the hands behind the head or hold the elbows. And as you exhale, hinge forward. This time it's left hand to the floor, feet turn to the left, twist to the right. And then change on the inhale so that you can exhale and twist to the left. Lovely. Gather the energy, feet parallel. Hands to the heart and then clasp the arms up to the sky. 3 times. Drinking bird to rocking horse. You're moving your feet, but you're reconnecting in seconds. Well, actually, probably less than a second. This is happening within you all the time. Just raising your awareness of it. From this position, bring the hands back to prayer. Turn it out with that right heel, left foot turns to 90 degrees. Press the arms wide, warrior 2. Good. Okay, from here, let's take that little bit of balance in there. So bring your right hand to the right leg. Take your reverse warrior and see if you can lift the heel from the floor. Whoa. It's got some cramp in there. Inhale back to the center. Roll onto the heel of the, sorry, lift the ball of the foot. That's it. So take the heel off the floor, lovely. Center, extend. So just playing around with these movements. I've probably changed it a little bit, as you always do. Okay, and then the last time you take that movement, step back into your warrior 2, turn the feet back to parallel. And then from here, just to make sure we are fully grounded, we'll just take 1 drinking bird. And then into rocking horse. So I find horse is quite a grounding position. So let's stay with it just for a few seconds. Roll the shoulders back and down. Try not to grip with the toes. Try and feel the feet spreading. Okay, from here, we're going to take like a walking horse, trotting horse. So lift your left heel and then release it. Same on the right. That's it. So trot through your horse. That's it. Well done. Now you can continue with one and then the other. Really think about that core. Is it engaged? Is it connected? If you feel confident, go for a double. A double heel lift and then heels down. It's a little bit uncertain to take the heel fully off, to take the ball of the foot off the floor. So we'll just go with a heel lift. That's it. Okay, ease the heels down, lengthen the legs, turn the feet back to parallel and take a Sailor Sam back to the start. So as you come into Tadasana, I almost feel now we don't need to have the brick between the thighs because the thigh muscles are activated. We're feeling lovely and grounded. So it's a great time to add in a balance. So what I'm going to do is I'll just show you first. Basically, we're going to take like a chair pose. So we're going to bend the knees, we're going to slide the arms as if we're taking chair, and then we're going to reach up into the right arm like you're picking an apple from a tree and release the left leg. So you're in a kind of diagonal balancing position. Okay, and then from there, we're going to take that into eagle. Okay, let's do it together. So soften the knees, Slide the hands down the thighs, pop the fingertips to the floor if you can, and then take the weight into your right foot as you reach to the right. And automatically, to balance yourself without falling over to the right, your left leg will have to lift. From that position, bring that left leg around. Come onto the big toe of the left foot. I've got my right arm still in the air, so it's a perfect position to bring my left arm under my right arm and take some form of eagle. So it could be the backs of the hands together, or it could be the palms together and the arms nice and wrapped. Now I've still got this connection, this grounding connection with my right leg. So up to you, either stay like this for a few seconds, or see if you can deepen the bend into your right knee to take your left foot off the floor, maybe wrapping the left foot around the back of the right shin. Up to you how far you want to take that. If you do find you fall out, just bring that left big toe back to the floor. Love the eagle. Good. Well done, that real connection. Inhale, release out with the feet, release out with the arms, and do your little fly away eagle's wings. Good. Okay, we're going to change sides. I'm just stepping off so I've got enough space there. So I'm feeling both feet. I'm going to move my hands down towards the floor. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to imagine I'm picking an apple from a tree over to my left. And that's allowing that right leg to lift off to keep me balanced. Okay, I'm holding it for a bit. If you feel that you're going to fall over, cross the leg. So right leg comes across the left. I'm on my big toe. It's reconnecting. I'm then going to bring my right arm under my left arm. I'm going to take eagle. Gosh, we've not done eagle for ages. I'm going to keep reaching into that left foot. Maybe bend into the knee a little bit. Pick the right foot off the floor, or even wrap the right foot around the back of the left calf. Take some deep breaths. Can you keep that eagle stable despite the wind, despite the disturbance? Lovely job. Well done. Breathing in. Undo. Bring the feet back to parallel. Take your fly away eagle's arms. Woohoo! So I just feel as though we need a little bit of a lift through the top chest here. So just soften the knees. So make sure that, if you soften the knees a little bit, it really brings you into connection, and you can use the buttocks as well. Clasp the hands behind the head, elbows wide, and then as you exhale, you're just going to roll the chin to the chest, point the elbows in towards each other, stretch out the back of the neck. And as you inhale, you're going to feel you zipping up through the core. Keep the knees bent. Let the heart center open. Try not to straighten the legs. It's a kind of habitual movement. Try not to do it. Exhale. Drop the chin to the chest. Renew that connection through the feet. Inhale. Keep that core connection, but open the heart. Exhale. Back into the feet. One more time. And then as you exhale, stay within the feet, roll down, upper, middle, lower back. Keep going this time. Go all the way forward. At some point, you'll need to release the hands, and you can either bring the backs of the hands to the floor with the fingertips pointing in towards each other, or you can hold onto the elbows. Take few lovely deep breaths there. Notice if you grip it. And then from there, just gently bring the hands down. Be nice and safe. Pop the knees to the floor. I'm not doing for time. Okay, I'm doing okay. So from this position, once again, we'll just take that little length through the heart center. We'll feel the spreading through the hands. And as we exhale, we'll take a lovely angry cat. Do it one more time. And as you take your angry cat, slide the bottom to the heels. And remember, if you can or you don't want to force the forehead to the floor, bring the fists one on top of the other and allow the forehead to meet with the earth through the fists. So just because the forehead isn't on the floor, any support that connects the floor to the body, absolutely fine. Yeah, that's the point of these supports. If you're hovering your head from the floor in this position, you can't allow the neck muscles to release. Take a few deep breaths there. We're coming to the end of our practice this morning. So what I'd like you to do is you carefully connect to the core to release the head, to pop on your warm clothes. We're just going to finish with a little bit of Alexander technique. Alexander technique works on posture. We normally do it at the beginning of the practice, but I wanted to get you aware of your legs, the easier part of your connective earthing, if you like. But you've also got the head. So we're going to bring the head, you know that position. Head comes to rest on the brick, and the brick is here at the base of the skull. So it's not like a pillow. So you're popping the brick down, you're going to take semi-supine. That brick is going to be here at the base of the skull. Now, interestingly, you may already feel that you're very connected, that the weight through your feet, you're not having to invite it, it's already there. That could be a mix of the practice that we've done, plus the fact that you've now got your head slightly higher than your heart. Spend a few moments in this semi-supine. Just want you to notice right to left side. Do you feel the same? And if you don't, is there anything that you can do within your awareness to balance out? Me, I always tend my right side is my stronger side. I always tend to rely on it more. So that side will show in my body. So sometimes, especially in this position, it's very obvious to me that I need to connect to my left side a little bit more. After I've taken a couple more breaths, supported by the breath. I'm just going to gently remove the brick, slide it away, but not throw my head to the floor. Support my head into my hands, elbows moving out to the side, and then give my head enough support with my hands that it's not dropping down, it's lengthening, if you like, even if that means you've got to take your hands off the floor a little bit. And then from this position, as you release the hands, we'll rock back onto the pelvis, slide the knees into the chest. And again, have that little rock from side to side. It's making sure there's no residual tension. And if you want, remember you've got that circle in the air with the knees as well. Please feel free to pop that in. And then eventually ease yourself onto your right side so that you can bring yourself into sitting. Feeling free to sit on your brick or on a little support. So you've got this sense of complete awareness. When your sitting bones become your feet, because that's essentially where we're at. And remember, if you are sitting, I know it's really tempting not to be, if you sit on a chair, it's really tempting to cross your legs all the time. You know, it does affect the movement of energy in your body. So just be mindful that if you are sitting in a chair, for example, trying to have your feet grounded into the floor, it will enable you to breathe more easily and to not get exhausted so quick. So roll the shoulders a couple of times. Enjoy that sense of release. And the next time your shoulders roll back and down, swoop the arms out to the side to gather the energy, gaze up to the thumbs. And then as you exhale, just seal that practice down through the third eye, right thoughts. To the lips and the throat, right words. And to the heart, right intentions. The spirit within me, bow to the spirit within you. Namaste.